Greetings and welcome to another episode of STL Soccer Talk here at the St. Louis Post-Dispatch and STLtoday.com. We're back.
We're back.
I don't know what the timing was.
Again?
I am Tom Timmermann.
I'm Beth O'Malley.
You're Beth O'Malley. And when were we here last? It was middle of October or something like that?
I don't know.
So it's 6 weeks or something?
So long ago that I don't remember.
In soccer lifetimes, it seems like an eternity.
Except the MLS playoffs. Well, I guess the final is coming up, so they're not really still going on. They haven't yet completed.
Yeah. But like in that time, there's been like 6 MLS coaching changes that have happened. So it's by the lifespan of an MLS coach, it's actually not that long.
It's not that long.
But we're here in part because there's MLS things or St. Louis City soccer things happening. There's a new coach.
There is.
There is a new coach. Olof Mellberg, the pride of Sweden, has come. And actually, he was a pride of Sweden. He was very popular, captain of the Swedish national team back in the day.
2 World Cup appearances with the national team there,
Yeah, so kind of like Joachim Nielsen, is a slightly, his playing career a little bit better than Nielsen's, but they were, central defenders and they were national team guys. Nielsen never got to a World Cup. Mellberg did, so that would be the.
And what is the name of the team that he used to coach for?
Oh, Roma Poikarna.
Very good. I wasn't even going to try, but they call it BP.
Call it BP to simplify things and to make it fit in headlines.
Right.
Because you really could never put a Roma Poikarna story in a one-column thing. This is inside newspaper talk.
Yes.
But in any case, and that was actually one of the things that he had going for him was his time at Roma Poikarna, which is, and I'm going to keep saying that because now I'm into a rhythm.
It really rolls off
the tongue at this point in time. And there are probably Swedes out there saying he's not even coming close.
Probably.
Probably
yes.
so. But I don't know what our Swedish audience is like. So I know.
But why was he hired from BP?
Because BP was always a low budget team within the Swedish league, the Allsvenskan. And so they never had a big budget. They were never going to be one of the big teams that was going to go out and win the championship. They were a middle of the pack team. And in fact, if they could stay a middle of the pack team, that was a successful season for them. And that was one of the things Fanenstiel liked about him, was that because St. Louis City, as viewers of this podcast or video may know, they usually have a low budget. And it's been intentional, but they felt that Mellberg was a guy who was able to get a lot out of a smaller budget of players. And that was one of the things that really set him apart. So for BP to finish like 10th in the Swedish league was actually a significant accomplishment because their roster was always one of the lower budgeted ones in the league. So this may tell us something about City's plans going forward. They're not going to spend a lot of money.
They're not going to spend a lot of money, and they're probably going to continue focusing on developing young talent. That seems to be where Lutz has really taken the team from the start, developing that younger talent and even trading away popular players like Tim Parker for younger players.
Right, and that was one of the things also that Mellberg did there, was taking younger players and building them. And the BP, one of the largest programs in the world. The number of youth teams they had in that club, which is based in the suburbs of Stockholm, they had a lot of thousands of players there for him. And so that's something that makes him a good fit with City, which has put an emphasis on its academy and has developed players through the academy. And they haven't, most of them haven't reached that level yet, but
it's a young academy.
It's a young academy, but the Caden Glovers and the Kai Joiners of the world are not that far away.
But what happens with the interim coach, John Hackworth?
Interim coach John Hackworth is back to his previous job as the technical director at City SC, and on he goes with the job he originally had. I think John wants to be a head coach again. He's also happy in St. Louis. Right. And if we've seen anything over the past 2 months, there will be job openings in Major League Soccer. I mean, Mellberg is already got seniority over 6 or 7 MLS coaches or vacancies at the moment because there's been that much churn going on in the league. So he'll get a chance.
And there's more drafts coming up, including the Super Draft, I guess, much after the expansion draft. There we go. That's the word I was looking for.
Expansion draft, free agency opens.
Yep.
There's a trade window briefly there. So next week, when a lot of that happens, there will be time for the last fine tunings of the City SC roster. Well, let's do a podcast where we can talk about this at length, because I don't know what the time window is, but we've probably overshot it.
I think we've overshot
on this
it.
one.
But it's so good to see you.
It's great to see you, Beth.
Well, thank you.
And not only great to see you, but great to see Allie and Zach behind the cameras here today to shepherd us along the way, because we'd forgotten how to do this.
Yes.
Anyway, check out our podcast, STL Soccer Talk, a similar name to this, where you can hear us talk more about what's going on. And as we make a brief off-season appearance here in the Brian Burwell studio. Thanks to everyone for watching. We'll see you soon.